Tonight, the semifinals are underway. It's Desert Vista and the Notre Dame Saints, the #1 ranked team in the state of Arizona, undefeated at 13-0, and all the action is coming up next on Arizona's leader in sports video coverage. And a rematch of the April 18th showdown at Pecos Park, in which Notre Dame knocked off Desert Vista 8-7, but now we're in the semifinals, and we're coming to you from Bemis Field as the #1 ranked Notre Dame Saints will be playing host to the 5th ranked Desert Vista. Desert Vista, fine year this year, a little transitional year. Kaylor Moore, their outstanding goalie, is going to be challenged big time here tonight for the 5th ranked Desert Vista Thunder. Parker Aarons, he's been one of the top offensive players in the state of Arizona. And of course, J.J. Rowe may possibly be one of the top 2 or 3 players in the state. And the outstanding midfielder will also have to have a big game here tonight against a team that is really come alive. They have never had a winning season, talking about the Notre Dame Saints as they come onto the field here. Never had a winning season. They made the playoffs last year, went to the semifinals, but tonight they feel like tonight's their night to turn the corner. And of course, Doug Lepska, the head coach, along with assistant coach Mark Siegel. Doug on the left, Mark on the right. Doug is in his 4th season, and his team undefeated at 13-0. They've outscored their opponents 188-70. That's nearly 10 margin of victory of 10. Blake Story, big season, a lot of contributions, 24 goals, 5 assists this year. Athleticism to this team. And Max Bergamo has been outstanding. He's been one of the top offensive players this year. 40 goals this year. And Ryan Poteet, tremendous in face-off. He's going to be great here tonight. He's also defender. So the battle lines are being drawn here at Bemis Park on the campus of Notre Dame Saints Preparatory. I'm Jeff Lowry with APM Video Sports. It's a great night for Arizona High School lacrosse. Back with all the play-by-play action in just a moment. Well, you're getting a look at the second winningest coach and the president of the Arizona Lacrosse League, Dan Lannon, in his 9th season. Took this team over back in the late 2000s. They were a 2-win team when he took this program over. They have won 3 state titles, 2 under his leadership, and we're getting set for the opening face-off. And I think a lot of people been waiting a couple of weeks for this game. I think a lot of people felt these two teams were going to hook up again, and sure enough, here they are. Marcus Comences, arguably, I don't think it's arguable. I think he's one of the top 2 or 3 goalies in the state. Kaylor Moore has had a good season for Desert Vista. And we are ready to go from North Scottsdale. I'll tell you, probably the nicest high school facility in the state. Bemis Field here on the campus of Notre Dame Prep. So we're ready to go. It's number 5, Desert Vista in the dark uniforms. The Notre Dame Saints win the opening face-off, and this game is underway. And I'll tell you, Quinn Stanton, who just got that ground ball, has been so valuable to this Notre Dame success this year, just because of the play you just saw. He has anticipation on face-off, and coming off the face-offs, he has given his team so many possessions this year. And he's going to work, and he wants to score first, but that one's going to be broken up. So good defense led by Bryce Thumler, number 38, and number 99, Connor Egan. No score, we're just underway. So Notre Dame winning the opening face-off. We're expecting some, well, not as high a winds as we had last night. Good ball there by Zach Siegel. And of all the long poles, he might be the best at ground balls. Here's Lynch, one of the leading scorers in the state this year with the dominant left hand. He comes up empty-handed. Now the dangerous Bergamo switching directions, and what a save that time. Tremendous job by Moore, and it's picked up. And racing into the other half, Garrett Geisen. Garrett has it. Went through a couple of defenders and now gets it into the box. Now he's got it into the box, which is the 30-yard line. A scoreless tie. Ben Macy, one of the team most valuable players here in 2017. We mentioned Dan Lannon, the head coach, played his collegiate ball at Syracuse, which is, the most storied lacrosse program in Division I play. He is assisted by Harrison Crawford, Jeff Cohn, Cody Wood, and Eric Ho. No score, first quarter action. Desert Vista looking to get on the board first. Broken up by Brett Fryer, a tremendous defensive play by number 18. And now J.J. Rose gets into the action. He gets the ground ball. He slices his way through, but it's broken up by Ryan Poteet. And Notre Dame's coming back the other way. Picked up by Blake Story at midfield. No score, first quarter action. And now Blake Story, they got the numbers, but Lynch can't hold on to it. And this ball is going to be saved. Tremendous job by the Saints. And now James Traxler, who may very well be the offensive player of the year this season. He leads the Arizona Lacrosse League in points, and he is the top assist man. And he really holds this offense together. There's no doubt about it. He brings tremendous patience, but also productivity. And just as I brag about him, he loses it here. He'll be covered up by Desert Vista. Good job by Kevin Royal, one of the three defensemen, and the quick outlet by Moore up ahead. So now Desert Vista looking to clear. They're back on offense in a scoreless tie, first quarter action. Nice clear by Ben Macy. Patrick Galvin applying the pressure. Work it over to Parker Arentz, second leading scorer on the team. I'll tell you what, you talk about athleticism, great in transition, pushing the ball up the field. Notre Dame is all about that. They're probably the most athletic team in the conference. These guys for the Saints on defense right now in a scoreless tie play football. And the end result, they've had the stingiest defense. They've only given up 70 points through 13 games. That's a 5.3 per game average, while averaging 14.5. And just as I say that, striking first is Desert Vista, Winston Bolton. 1-0 Desert Vista here in the first quarter. That goal comes with 8:05 left to go here in the opening quarter, and it's 1-0 Desert Vista. And I think one of the keys here today, as you get a look at Doug Lipscomb, his fourth season as head coach of Notre Dame, Desert Vista needs to come out and get out to a hot start like they did on that April 18th game over at Pecos. So our second face-off. And this one won, and Quinn Stanton once again coming up with a face-off ground ball. So Notre Dame up 2-0 in the face-off battle. If there was any doubt that this Notre Dame team is not a complete team, as this one is going to be saved, but then Moore didn't know where it was. Good shot there by Stanton, but didn't have enough mustard on it to get by Moore, and that keeps it 1-0 Desert Vista. I'll tell you what, the last 5 weeks, this team, when they're in their settled offense, they've been impressive. They have been impressive. So for Desert Vista and of course, Brophy winning the other semifinal last night, a game on our Encore Gamecast schedule, beating Sal Point in a close game as J.J. Rose comes out of the fray with a big ground ball. And let's see if Desert Vista can go up by 2. They will. Parker Arentz from J.J. Rose. And just like that, it is 2-0 in favor of the Desert Vista Thunder. A good start for Dan Lannon's team in this state semifinal action between the number 1 ranked and undefeated Notre Dame Saints and the Desert Vista Thunder. But this Saints team, they are a complete team. And it's going to take 4 quarters, and it's going to be interesting. Desert Vista and Brophy are two very formidable foes for this Saints team, but they're going to have to almost play an A-plus game. A perfect game? I don't think so. But they're going to have to play an A-plus game here, minimize the mistakes. Michael Grimm couldn't hold on to it. That's that strong defense we're talking about, but now looks like Zach Siegel is going to be hit for a 1-minute penalty, and that's a slash. So this is going to put Desert Vista, and this is the kind of start Dan Lannon, I think he knows he has to have against a team that's got so many weapons. When you look at their offense, they've got 7. They can go 7 deep. I mean, in terms of legitimate offensive threats. And right now, Desert Vista playing a man up for the next 50 seconds. Already leading 2-0. Parker Aarons out of X. Work it up top. Around the Rose. Rose has that one broken up by Michael Grimm. But a good ground ball on the far side by Garrett, picking that one up. Back to Rose. He'll pull the trigger, and he left it high. Right over the crossbar. Parker Aarons backing up the shot well. Saints trailing Desert Vista 2-0. Rose trying to step in. He'll put it into the pipe, and that one shot by Jack Aarons. Can't get it to go. And now Rose on the interception. He loses it. Picked up. There's a flag down on the field. Stop in play. Not a bad ground ball there. So we got a body or cross check. And this is going to put the Saints in a double man down. Not good. So Hackbarth over there sitting with his teammate Ryan Poteet. And now it's 6-on-4 in favor of the Desert Vista Thunder, and they've got to score here. J.J. Rose, top of the pipe. He'll get the support pass back, give it back to Macy, and it was Stockholm and sees. You see why he's one of the best. Tremendous save. But then a very impressive play there by Ben Macy, getting the ground ball, saving the possession. Man-up situation. Quickly into the pipe, Jack Aarons finds the promised land. He got the feed from the wing, and he put it right into the back of the net, and Desert Vista has come in here and shocked the Saints with 5:08 left to go here in the first, and they lead it 3-0. A great start for the Thunder, but we still got 3.5 quarters left to play. Jeff Lowry with APN Video Sports. Glad to have you with us. DV gets a face-off win here. And a good job by Michael Grimm. Grimm on the clear, trying to get it into the box, and he does. So a good job by Michael, working it up to Jack Aarons. Around the outside to Nicholas Callahan, a second-generation player, along with Votto on this Desert Vista team. And right now, Dan Lannon having a discussion with the official. And the ball's going to be given to Notre Dame. And I, to be honest with you, I'm a little perplexed. I'm not sure what happened. Dan Lannon going over and talking. We're going to go ahead and get it back to the field. So here's the clear by the Saints, who here on their home turf, and they haven't played here very often this year. And now Quinn Stanton. Quinn, one of the more versatile players in the state of Arizona. He is a ground ball machine, no question about it, especially in face-off X, but he can score too. And they are isolating him with Winston Balting. Desert Vista with a 3-0 lead. Now Cunnington going to work. He pulls the trigger and has that one deflected away by Moore. Still 3-0, first quarter action. Here's the dodge. Lynch, dominant left hand is the left, and he rifles one in there. He's got one of the quickest shots in the state of Arizona. Lynch has scored and finally putting the Saints on the board. Found the money spot with 3:37 left to go here in the first, and it's 3-1. The lead cut to 2. So you got a big face-off coming up. Doug Lipscomb, his 4th season, the head coach of the Notre Dame Saints. He's assisted by defensive coordinator Mark Siegel, Tony Parkinson, who works with the goalies, and Matt Teich. Face-off win, Notre Dame. They won 3 of 4. Lynch on a pass from Story. Out front, couldn't get it. Traxler battling, and now picked up by Bergamo. And they'll settle in with Jake Smith. 17 points this year for Jake Smith. He's high on the shot. Good ride on the defense by Connor Egan. Traxler was backing up the shot for Notre Dame. Played a season with Brophy a couple years ago, and now is coming out of X. Great pass, Bergamo, and what a play by the Notre Dame Saints. Bergamo from Traxler, and that's why he is so dangerous. He is so patient, and now the lead, which was 3-0 at one point, has been trimmed to 3-2. 2 minutes and 54 seconds left to play here in the opening quarter. You're watching the Arizona Lacrosse League on APM Video Sports. You can check out all the games on our Arizona Lacrosse League page at apnvideo.com. Jake Smith gobbles that one up. Another ground ball and another face-off win. A 4-1 advantage in face-off X so far for Notre Dame. Last night, when Brophy was hosting Salpointe in the other semifinal game, Salpointe won every face-off. Every face-off. It was unbelievable. Maxwell Manka, who's going to get some consideration for top player this year, and that Salpointe team had a good season. Kevin Krieger did a fine job. 10-win season for the Lancers, and couple of breaks in that game last night, and it might have been a different output. Stanton, a one-timer shot, couldn't get it to go. It was backed up by Traxler. Notre Dame with a chance to tie this thing up for the first time in a while. Right now, James Traxler is tying his shoe. And the DV fans are wanting a delay a game or force Notre Dame to waste a timeout. Okay. Well, they let him. Well, why not? You don't want him running around with his shoestrings untied. And he's going to work, working out of X. Quick pass to Lynch. That was a tough pass. He had to put a little something behind it, and I think it kind of crept up on Lynch a little bit. Got up in his grill a little too quick, so loose ball and the turnover, and now it is up to Desert Vista to clear. And here's J.J. Rose. He'll just clear it with his legs. What a season. What the last 2 years this young man has had. Finding Parker Arentz on the angle. And backed up nicely by Jack Arentz. I would have to say, and depending on how this game goes, I mean, if you talk about top player or offensive player, they do an offense-defensive player of the year. But I think it probably right now, I think it comes down to Rose and Traxler. And probably whoever wins this game will have the advantage. You got Lasher over at Brophy having a big year, Van Ribbing, and half the offensive players on this Saints team would also be a consideration, like Lynch and Bergamo. But Traxler, he has just had a tremendous season, and what I like about his game, he has more assists than goals this year. And that's impressive. But I think he kind of holds this offense together to some degree because he is so patient. You will not see number 22 force the issue in most cases. It was a long possession for Desert Vista. Now Notre Dame looking to tie this one up. Here's Jake Smith. He has. Big right hand. And this game is tied here, late stages of quarter number one. And this is the kind of thing you see from this Notre Dame team game in and game out. They have scored 3 straight. They've got goals from Lynch, Bergamo, and Smith, and an assist from Traxler. I mean, it is not rare that you'll see 6 or 7 guys in the scoring tally. Another face-off win for Notre Dame. They got a 5-1 advantage. Now Blake Story trying to put his team on top. He's got about 8 seconds, 7 seconds, time running down. Get it out to Lynch. He'll have to pull the trigger, and he does. He bounced one in, lower left. And that is the end of quarter number 1. Will Lynch, his second goal of the contest. And at the end of 1, home team, the Saints 4, the Thunder 3. Back with the second in just a moment. Well, you're getting a look at the McDowell Mountains here, looking down on beautiful Notre Dame Prep High School and this beautiful Bemis Field. 4 unanswered goals by Notre Dame, and they have fought back and they have taken the lead. It is 4-3. And another face-off win for the Saints. Ryan Poteet to Story. Story met by Parker Arentz. Slips through there. Now trying to get it across the 30-yard line, and now they can settle in on their offense. The two teams got here. The Thunder beating Chaparral a couple of nights ago, 8-5. We're going to get an offsides on Desert Vista, so the Saints are going to be in a man up. They've scored 4 straight to take a 4-3 lead in the first minute of play here in quarter number 2. The Saints hosted, there's a little pipe city, there's a save by Moore. Tremendous job. A little luck and some great skills. It's still 4-3 Notre Dame in a man-up situation here. The Saints hosting Glendale as the shot taken. You can't let Story get that close in. Story scores. Believe that's going to be an unassisted. And 11-12 on the clock, second quarter action. The Saints enjoy their largest lead of the game of 2 at 5-3. They've scored 5 unanswered. Tuesday night, the Saints hosted Bill Casey's Vipers, and they took care of business. A 13-1 victory over Glendale to advance to the state semifinals and taking on the 5th-ranked Desert Vista Thunder. Now the seeds, those are the seeds going into the playoffs. Geeson taking a shot. Oh, in the pipe. A little wide to the left. Good job of backing up for Desert Vista is Jack Arentz. The Thunder and the Saints. I'll tell you, I think this is a great matchup here. But right now, Desert Vista needs a point. They have given up 5 straight, and they got to stop the bleeding right now. This Notre Dame team will, and they will not let off the throttle. They could be up 20. They will not let off the throttle. J.J. Rose comes through big time. Rose scoring unassisted as he cuts a lead to 5-4. It comes with 10:28 left to go here in the first half. Face-off has been dominated by Notre Dame. And now it's a 1-point affair. And the Thunder battling. They're in the dark blue and the light-colored lettering, and they're going to get the face-off possession here. Crowd didn't like the call. Here is the dodge by Ben Macy. Yes, I almost said Ben Casey, which was a show back in the, I think in the late 60s. Macy has had a tremendous year for Desert Vista. 38 goals this year, and been the recipient of a few assists by Parker Arentz and J.J. Rose. Desert Vista, they point in this game where, as Chris Votto, 16, is checked in for Dan Lannon's Desert Vista Thunder. We didn't mention at the top of the broadcast, but Desert Vista has been in the last 4 Arizona Lacrosse League state finals. Votto broken up in a trail check that time by Poteet, and it turns into a turnover, and Quinn Stanton. So good in transition for Notre Dame. He'll get it into the box. They won back-to-back state championships in 14 and 15, knocking off Brophy and Chaparral. Story takes the hack at Moore, and he turned him away. Good job by the DV goalie. Up ahead, and this one close to getting out of play. Desert Vista needing a possession here, and it was Story who knocked it away. They're going to give this one back to Desert Vista, who's moving now from right to left on your screen. Desert Vista has won 3 state titles, 2 under Dan Lannon. And over the last 5 years, they have the second best record in the Arizona Lacrosse League, second to Brophy, who has already advanced to this year's state championship with a 2-point victory over South Point last night in the heavy wind at Brophy Sports Complex. Callahan back to Rose. Cunnington, the defender. Rose moving to his left. Gets around the edge, and it was Comences with a save. Story had the ground ball. Loose ball. Rose has it. Still a loose ball. Usually by now there's a yellow flag on the field, and it's going to be picked up by Desert Vista. And Notre Dame's going to have the possession. So interference against Desert Vista. Notre Dame is led by as many as 2 so far. And give it back to Desert Vista. Thumler, 38. He's made some big plays defensively this year for Desert Vista. Now the 2 teams, it's kind of ironic that these 2 teams, they have that Notre Dame intercepted by Siegel. Zach will bring it across the halfway line, get it into the box. What a tremendous play by one of the Poles for this Notre Dame team. But both these teams kind of mirror the Notre Dame Fighting Irish uniforms. In fact, when Desert Vista came into existence back in 98, 97, their football team had the exact replica of the Fighting Irish. So sometimes it is a little confusing because it's, you know, when I first came out here, I was thinking that Desert Vista was in the white. Smith. Give it to Traxler out of X. He's looking to pass first. And boy, I'll tell you what, Austin Rosen had a good look at that one. As the Saints lead it 5-4 here. We got a great crowd here at Bemis Field on the campus of Notre Dame Prep. Quinn Stanton holding the ball. We didn't see a lot of these long possessions from Notre Dame earlier in the year. But when they're in a settled offense, they're awfully, awfully good. Stanton, that one kicked up into the air. Good defense that time by Winston. And now here's DV in transition. There's a flag down, and Ben's pass goes high and off the face of Callahan. Penalty marker down on the field, and a cross check going against Stanton, possibly. This is going to go against Notre Dame. It's going to put Desert Vista in a man-up situation. They trail 5-4 here in quarter number 2. And a big left, and Coleman sees rising to the occasion. Good job. DV on the restart. Been to the championship game the last 4 seasons. Trying to make it a 5th consecutive time, and Coleman sees another save. Still got 5 minutes left to go here in the second quarter. Desert Vista coming off an 8-5 win over Chaparral in the first round of the playoffs. Here's Macy. Drop by Garrett. Push, give it back to DV. And right now, Notre Dame still in a man down situation. Poteet, good defense, high pass or high shot by J.J. Rose. And Poteet, number 8, the defender. You get the feeling this is going to be a high-scoring game. Rose, back over to Garrett. And Ben pulls the trigger on the angle left and left that a little bit wide. 5-4, Notre Dame, the home team, trying to advance to their first ever state championship game, trying to extend what has been a perfect season. They are 13-0 coming in, with an average margin of victory right around 9.5 points. Now, what a beautiful move by Parker Aarons. Parker scoring his second, and that game is tied. 4:04 left to go. Desert Vista with 2 unanswered goals here. And Notre Dame has not scored since the 11-12 mark here in the second quarter. We're going to win another face-off here. This is Jake Smith. Stay with us at the conclusion of this game. We'll have the big play of the week. Nice job by Story swimming through the defense, came up empty-handed. Actually, check Twitter for our big plays of the game. We will not include the interview on the game broadcast, but it'll be a separate video. Story turned away. I don't know who got a piece of that. Big ground ball by Egan. Connor trying to clear it. And timeout. Dan Lannon, Desert Vista. That's a pretty good timeout right there. So we're back at Notre Dame Prep, and you're watching the 2017 Arizona Lacrosse League state semifinals. Ryan Poteet, good job breaking it up. But then Jack Aarons cleaning up. And Jack has his second goal of the day, and Desert Vista is back on top, 6-5 with 3:01 left to go here in the first half. They have scored 3 unanswered goals and lead 6-5. Filmler. Boy, DV could really use a goal here. They're going to settle in. Jake Rodriguez, their outstanding face-off man, number 47. I'll tell you what, Desert Vista, I think next year, it's going to be a tough team. J.J. Rose is going to be a senior. You get a year of experience under Callahan and Votto. Of course, they're going to lose some. They're going to lose some pretty good players too. And you would have to say that Notre Dame, I mean, with everybody who's coming back next year, they're going to be tough. They're going to be tough again. Brophy, who has a lot of seniors on their team this year, you wonder how they'll be affected by graduation. Broken up by Siegel. Siegel's had a fine year defensively for this team, and why not? Dad Mark Siegel is the defensive coach for this club. Notre Dame will try to clear it out with Coleman Seas. I think we're going to be in store for a wild second half here. The Thunder lead it 6-5. We're in the third. I don't know what I'm doing. Pushing us into the third quarter. We're in the second quarter. It's been a long game. Ryan Poteet. Good job. Quick pass. That's a great look. Traxler working without the ball. Trax scores. That's his first of the day on the assist by Poteet. 1:12 left to go, and we're tied again at 6. We've been tied at 3-3, 5-5, and now 6-6. Third tie of the game. Two lead changes. Face off. Desert Vista ball. Well, they're doing a much better job in face-off X. We're going to get a stop and play and a timeout, Desert Vista, with a little bit over a minute left to play here in the first half. So 1:03 left to go here, a 6-6 tie. Desert Vista got out to a 3-0 lead. Bolton, Parker, and Jack Aarons scoring. And then Notre Dame reeled off 5 in a row to take a 5-3 lead, only to see Desert Vista come right back with 3 in a row to go up 6-5. And then Traxler on a great pass out of X by Poteet tied the game with 1:12 left to go. We got about 40 seconds left to go here in the first half. Lynch has 2 goals. Parker and Jack Aarons for Desert Vista has 2.
30 seconds.
Traxler, 1 goal, 1 assist. And this shot is wide to the left. Well, the wind's still kicking up pretty well here. Nowhere near the gust that we had last night. Parker Aarons, Siegel on the defense. That's a good matchup. Ben Macy with Poteet trailing him, and he shoots. He scores. Macy scores. Desert Vista goes right back on top, 7-6 in the final moments of the first half. 8.5 seconds left to go. And for Macy, that's his first goal of the contest. And Desert Vista leads at 7-6. Most likely will go into the locker room here at halftime with the lead. Traxler looking for the ground ball. And this one out of play. Now they're going to have to put a couple of seconds back up there. 2 seconds. They're going to put 2 more seconds up there. And anything can happen. So Will Cunnington. So the Saints are going to get it. They have a 9-4 advantage in face-off X. Keep it right here. 2 seconds on the clock. Now they're trying to get the scoreboard corrected here. They ought to just keep the time amongst themselves, and then we'll finish it off. Instead of delaying the game like this. And here we go. Cunnington, he'll rifle one into the crease area. Oh my goodness, Notre Dame had a golden opportunity there. They will be trailing when we come back for the third quarter. It's 7-6 Desert Vista on the APN Lacrosse Network. All right, welcome back to Notre Dame Preparatory in North Scottsdale. 7-6 Desert Vista, the visiting team, the number 5 seed, coming off an 8-5 win over Chaparral a couple of days ago in the first round of the playoffs to advance to these semis. So we start the second half. Notre Dame will win the first face-off, and they trail 7-6. So this was exactly the kind of start and the way I think Dan Lannon was hoping this game would start. And Quinn Stanton continues to be impressive. Like I said, he's a ground ball machine, no question about it. Now Traxler. He is the field general out there. He's going to work. He spins. He's coming back left. He's going to take the shot, and he got it. He went bottom shelf, and a thing of beauty, no question about it, as he scores his second goal of the contest. And to just make matters worse, Andrew Basha is going to be sitting. So it's 7-7. The goal does count here as we start the second quarter, and this is our fourth tie of the game. So James Traxler with his second goal, he's got 3 points, and they just continue to dominate and face off. Stanton work it over to Jake Smith. Will Lynch. Lynch has a couple of goals here today, including a buzzer beater to end the first quarter. Story, and somehow that one ended up into the cross of Connor Egan. Good job. And now Desert Vista. Well, the one thing DV cannot afford to let happen as Lynch steals it at midfield. He races in with the right hand and cannot find the back of the net. Quickly into the crease area. That's got to be a penalty there. The flag is down. I think they're going to say he was in the crease. It's a push. It's going to be Notre Dame's ball, and they're going to disregard the flag. The push came before the personal foul. So the technical foul overrides the personal foul. Man-up situation here for Notre Dame in a 7-7 tie, third quarter action. The Desert Vista now both teams at full strength. Really, Desert Vista, they cannot get down 2 or 3 to this Notre Dame team. They've got to stay par. They've got to stay within 1 or be up. They start getting 2 or 3 down, it's going to be tough. Traxler takes the shot. What a great save that time by Moore. Will Lynch backing up the shot. He's got 2 goals here tonight. Kevin Royal on the defense as Lynch gives it up to Story. Story will move it into X. Thumler on the defense. Story takes the right-handed shot, and it sailed high on him. Traxler will restart it for Notre Dame. 7-7 tie here. Quarter number 3. The winner of this game will be playing Brophy next week at Arcadia High School for the 2017 state championship. Will Lynch did it again. He's got the hattie. Notre Dame takes the lead 8-7. Will Lynch, big left hand from Traxler. His second assist of the day. This coming at the 9:12 mark here in quarter number 3. I'll tell you, I don't know if there's a guy in the state that's got in terms of miles per hour, a quicker shot than Lynch. Shripsima over at Pinnacle, he's got a powerful one too. And I might be forgetting a few people, but I'll tell you, I think Will Lynch, at least amongst the lefties, he's got to be up there first or second. So another face-off win. 12-4 advantage. That's the unofficial tally. Go around the defender. Stanton goes around 2 defenders, and he's found the promised land. Stanton scores his first here in quarter number 3. And it's 9-7 with 8 minutes and 48 seconds left to go in the third quarter. This was the situation that Dan Lannon did not want to be in. Now down 2. Now you're forced to come back and counter and get a score. Stanton, another great ground ball. I cannot tell you how important this part of the game is. Possession is everything. You can't score without possession. Duh. Cunnington, a big part of this team's success, a very unselfish player in his own right. Pretty even in terms of goals to assist ratio. And he's dodging. He's going in with the left hand, and he scores. And Cunnington is on the board. Will Cunnington. That is 4 straight goals to start the second half. And all of a sudden, it's 10-7. This is the biggest lead of the game for the Saints. Desert Vista led 3-0 all the way back in the first quarter, but this is the biggest lead of the day for the Notre Dame Saints, and they have scored 4 unanswered goals to start the second half. Thumler. The situation right now, if you're Desert Vista, you got to get at least 2 unanswered goals here. You can't trade. You can't trade at this point. Let's see if Parker Aarons can bring out that magic wand. He'll work it over to Ben Macy. 10-7. Notre Dame leads it here. We're in the third, halfway through quarter number 3. Notre Dame in their first winning season in program history. Flag is down.
That's terrible.
Well, the crowd, this crowd is definitely not shy. We've got probably 600 or 700 referees here in the stands. This is going to go against Notre Dame, and Ryan Poteet is going to sit. All right, so now Desert Vista in a man-up situation. And they got to get some points off this thing. No question about it. J.J. Rose. Goal line extended back to X. Rose, Macy, Aarons. Wide right, no good on the shot. Rose has only had 1 goal. I think he does have an assist. I'll tell you what, Desert Vista, I think 25's got to take some more shots. He has not, we're not tracking the shots, but I think he's only taken 3 or 4 shots. I think you got to give this young man more shots. Down by 3. Here he goes to work. He can create. He does. He goes top shelf. J.J. Rose with his second goal of the contest, putting Desert Vista back in the ball game at 10-8. Boy, I'll tell you, he lured that defense into a false sense of security, and then all of a sudden, he comes all the way around out of X, takes it to the pipe, drills it in the back of the cage. Fun player to watch. can say that about probably a dozen players out here on the field here today. Jake Smith, and he had that one broken up. Thumler's making plays out there, number 38 for Desert Vista. Good job of backing up the shot. Now Bergamo, who's been quiet, he's usually the big scorer on APN. I mean, this guy, when he knows APN is at the field, he elevates his game. Now you can look at the statistics. His team has put 10 points up on the board, and we're not even in the fourth quarter yet. Smith going to work. He's dangerous. And broken up, Thumler again. Traxler picks up the ground ball. He shoots and turned away by Kaylor Moore. Good save there. Traxler's really good at that. He can just change. He can change direction on a dime. He can go left, come back right, and in the same motion shoot like Cunnington with a big, powerful right hand. That's his second goal of the game, both coming here in quarter number 3, and Will Cunnington has put the Saints back up by 3 at 11-8. 5:07 left to go here in quarter number 3. 4-year starter, one of the true team leaders on this team. Unselfish play. The one thing you can say about Doug Lipska's team this year, they have been, like them or not, you got to love the way they play the game. This is a team, and here's another thing about Notre Dame. This is a team over the last couple of years. They struggled. They're under 500. But a lot of these guys have been around for 2 and 3 years, like Cunnington, a 4-year starter. A lot of these guys were playing and starting as freshmen and sophomores. And they took their lumps. And they've taken their beatings. I mean, Desert Vista has beaten Notre Dame in each of the last 2 years by a combined total of like 37, 38 points. So they've taken their lumps. And now it's their time. And Desert Vista's going to have to play an A game the rest of the way if they're going to come back. As good as Desert Vista is, Notre Dame is the team that is hungry. Well, I think Desert Vista is very hungry to win this thing. But this Notre Dame team knows this is their time. They're the only undefeated team. Of course, now they're going to have to come back next week and play Brophy if they hold on to win here. Either way, if it's Desert Vista or Notre Dame, I think we're in store for a pretty good state championship. Now we got a cross check. And Notre Dame's going to be a man down here. All right, so once again, Desert Vista in a must-score situation here. We're coming up to the end of quarter number 3. They're down by 3. Macy, Rose, back to Rose. Give it to Garrett. He'll shoot it. Tried to bounce that one in there. Maybe change the, as we said, it's a kind of a baseball term, change the eye level of your goalie. A lot of shots have been high today. Will Lynch has been going downstairs a lot. Garrett to JJ, over to Ben. 2 great programs battling here. 11-8, the team in white. Notre Dame, the home team. The number 1 seed, undefeated. Again, Garrett takes a shot, can't get it. Can DV hold on to the possession? Parker Aarons. And what a job by Blake McKeel. What a job by Blake McKeel. Gets it to his goalie, who sends it up. Now it's a 50-50 ball, but at least they got out of the danger zone. And here comes Notre Dame. Traxler going in. Oh, my goodness, from Will Lynch. He just missed it. Great save that time by Moore. 3 minutes left to go here in quarter number 3. Almost get the feeling if Notre Dame had finished on that one, it's going to be a long, long night. Quinn Stanton Will Lynch, who has the Hattie, over to Smith, and he's got it. No chance for more. Smith scoring his second of the game. Stanton with the assist, and it is now 12-8. This is the largest lead of the game. 2 minutes and 39 seconds left to go here in quarter number 3. Faceoffs have been dominated by Notre Dame. Give this one to DB, who has done better. I mean, that first quarter, Notre Dame won 5 of the first 6 faceoffs. Notre Dame has went 4 and 3 in the last 2 quarters. They won 4 of the 7 in quarter number 2, and they've done the same here. But Desert Vista right now on the precipice of letting this game get out of hand, and they need points. They need to score. This has been a higher scoring game much more higher scoring than the 8-7 Notre Dame win back on April 18th against Desert Vista. Thunder. Shot is good. It's in there. Callahan scores, making it 12-9. So Desert Vista scoring with 2:05 left to go here in the third quarter. It's a big goal, but they're going to need, I don't know, they need to get to within 1, I think, to get back into this game. You cannot be down more than 1 or 2 goals against this high-powered Notre Dame Saints team. You got to love the effort that both Doug Lipska and Dan Lannon's teams are playing with out here tonight. I mean, there is a lot of effort. And it's just one of those games you're saying, well, gosh, I thought Notre Dame had this great it's just the tempo of this game. That's why it's a high-scoring game. You get into these. And this is a situation where Notre Dame, I mean, they have a chance to go to their first ever state championship. I mean, this is huge. This is big time for the Saints program. And now we're going to get a flag is down, and this is going to be what did Will Lynch do there? Huh. Doug Lipska wants an explanation. It's going to put Desert Vista in a man-up situation here. I'm not sure what happened there. Was that unsportsmanlike conduct? Shot, J.J. Rose. Parker Aarons. All of a sudden, it's 12-10. They need another unanswered goal, 1:37. So we still got 13 and a half minutes of regulation time left. So a man-up goal for Desert Vista. They've had several of those here tonight. A big face-off right here. Smith battling Rodriguez. Smith comes up with a ground ball. Excellent, excellent job by Jake Smith of Notre Dame. Back to McKeown. And he's going to be forced to clear it. The long stick defender rifles it to Quinn Stanton. Stanton's in the box. And with a 2-point lead here, with a minute left to go here in the third quarter, a little slowdown time. Stanton out of play. It'll be Desert Vista ball with 1:02 left to go. So a very important final 62 seconds here for Desert Vista. If nothing else, they need to go into the fourth quarter trailing by only 2. It's 12-10 Notre Dame. And a good ball there by Egan. Well, he got it into the box. And now Desert Vista will set up their 6-on-6 offense, their settle offense. Needing a goal, I think, desperately to end this quarter. Parker Aarons, nice job picking up that ball. He'll take it to X, as they often do. Zach Siegel on the defense, number 14 for Notre Dame. Now Parker starting to dodge. Parker looking for an outlet. It's intercepted by Quinn Stanton, and here he goes. He's in transition. Now Quinn Stanton brings it down in the offensive half. Going up against one defender. That's Garrett. He goes by two defenders, and he goes bottom shelf. And one of the plays of the day, and Quinn Stanton with his second goal of the contest. It's 13-11. What a tremendous play, our APN Sports Play of the Week. 13-10 is the score, and Quinn Stanton rising to the occasion. He stole the ball down in the defensive half for Notre Dame and then races down, takes on two defenders, puts in the 13th point of the game for the Saints, and we're heading to the fourth. You're watching the 2017 Arizona Lacrosse League State Semifinals. Notre Dame with a 13-10 lead as we start quarter number 4. We've got a distinct advantage in face-off X, but then J.J. Rose comes up with it there. And here's Rodriguez, and he gets absolutely molested as he takes that shot. Ryan Poteet and Jack Smith applying the big hit 15 seconds into quarter number 4. A 13-8 advantage for Notre Dame in face-off X. Ben Macy. Desert Vista desperately needing about 3 of the next 4 scores to be in their tally. Parker Arentz, open shot, Macy, save, Comences. Marcus Comences coming up huge. Put that on your game notes. That's a big-time save. And now Stanton across midfield. Bring it into the box. He's already went coast to coast once. That was a couple of minutes ago. With 30 seconds left to go in that third quarter. Notre Dame trailed 7-6 at the half. Now lead at 13-10. Here's Will Lynch, who's already got the hat trick and shooting, and he was high. Good defense by Desert Vista, our infamous number 44. All right, a 3-point Notre Dame lead here in the fourth quarter. Desert Vista trying to get to their 5th consecutive Arizona Lacrosse League State Championship. Notre Dame looking for their first. Moore turned away. Cunnington shot. The dodge out of X. I'll tell you, Max Bergamo, only 1 goal here tonight, but his team has put 13 up on the board, and they really haven't needed a big game from him. Boy, he about took the ankles out from underneath Traxler on that one, who was backing up the shot. And like we say, well, we always say it's all about possession. Look at Traxler. He's so patient, looking for that cutter. Cunnington. Cunnington, yes, again, he's got the hat trick. 14-10, the lead is back up to 4, which matches their largest of the night. So the senior coming through, and a big goal for the Notre Dame Prep Saints. And they come right back out of the timeout. And this time it is Quinn Stanton, and he's got the hattie. And it's 15-10, and this is the largest lead of the night for the Saints. With 8:59 left to play here in regulation time. The Saints may very well be 9 minutes away from advancing to their first ever state championship game. And a big face-off win. You can see the physicality there with Notre Dame, but this time it's going to cost them a penalty. There's going to be an illegal body check or a cross check here. Let's see what the call is. Oh, and actually, this is going to be an unnecessary roughness. So 2 minutes non-releasable. So you build a 5-goal lead here with 8.5 minutes left to play in regulation in this state semifinals. And right now, Doug Lepska, the head coach of Notre Dame, very upset with Blake Story. You give a little window of opportunity as Garrett takes a shot here for Desert Vista, and a great save by Comences. So you give Desert Vista a little life here, but to be quite honest with you, Dan Lannon's team needs to get at least 2 off this non-releasable man-up situation. So they'll work it around to Macy. Back over to Garrett. He's got it. Dominant hand, the right hand. Now they work it to X. Parker Aarons, very dangerous. Back up to Garrett, and he tried to one-hop one into the back of the cage. Good rip, but he was off the mark. So they've had 2 opportunities. They've had 2 shots on this possession. Again, Desert Vista in a man-up situation here, non-releasable for about another minute and 10 seconds. Rose back to Macy. Into the pipe, and Jack Aarons couldn't get it. A bit of a trail check there by Notre Dame. Good defense by it was Poteet. And this time, J.J. Rose will not be denied. So that gives them some life here with 7:29 left to go here in regulation. It's 15-11. DV still in a man-up situation. Thumler had the ground ball, broken up by Will Lynch, and now he'll race into the offensive half. And I would imagine Notre Dame's going to play a little keep away here as they are a man down, probably just a few more seconds. Will Lynch finds the money spot, but turned away there on an outstanding save by Kaylor Moore of the Desert Vista Thunder to keep it a 4-point game. Traxler will restart. Saints still in a man-down situation, but they have possession, and they should be able to run out the rest of this penalty. Good matchup here. You've got Andrew Basha on Traxler, drawing the slide from Atkins. Traxler, Rose, Brophy's Alex Lesher, the 3, I would say probably the 3 guys in contention for that Offensive Player of the Year. Jackson McKinney would have definitely been into that conversation if he hadn't gotten hurt. Big right hand, it's off the mark, but then Traxler picks up the ground ball and finds Bergamo, the outstanding sophomore, on the pipe. And he takes it in to make it 16-11. So Bergamo from Traxler, and Traxler just continues to be the facilitator on offense. His 3rd assist of the day to go along with a couple of scores. So he's had a big game. Desert Vista in the man-up situation they had with a 2-minute non-releasable. They got only 1 goal out of it. And then they give up another one shortly after Notre Dame went to full strength. And now the Thunder need a run if they're going to have any chance of climbing back into this ball game. That was a tremendous play. Bergamo from Traxler, a pass out of X, and Bergamo with the magic wand gives his team a 5-goal lead, and that matches the largest lead of the day. They've led 15, they led 15-10, and now lead 16-11. And the clock now becomes an issue for Dan Lannon's Desert Vista Thunder. The winner of this game will be taking on the Brophy Broncos in the championship game next Friday, May 5th. And we'll have all the exciting play-by-play action from Arcadia High School on APN Video Sports and apnvideo.com, where the Arizona Lacrosse League page is. Go there to watch all the 2017 Arizona Lacrosse League games. And don't forget APN Video on Twitter. We've got the big play of the week there. Of course, the ArizonaLacrosseLeague.com is the website, the league website, ArizonaLacrosseLeague.com. Desert Vista trailing by 5. We're in the fourth quarter of this semifinal game. Parker Arentz takes a shot, a beautiful left hand. He was being smothered by Siegel, but he got the shot off nonetheless. And Parker Arentz cuts it to a 16-12 lead, but just under 5 minutes left to go here in the fourth quarter. Is it enough time for the Thunder to make the comeback? So Arentz now with the hat trick. That's his third goal of the contest. Well, Desert Vista's done a good job in face-off here in the fourth, but a costly turnover. Thumler had a great ground ball, but then threw it away. Tough pass to execute as he tried to find Connor Farrell along the alley on the far side. Right now, Notre Dame has it, and they are in no hurry to shoot the ball. Jake Smith, outstanding sophomore, 17 points this year. Tell you, this Notre Dame team is going to be gearing up for another run at a state championship next year. McKeon only a sophomore, Bergamo only a sophomore, Jake Smith only a sophomore, and they are really high on the goalie Josh Calvin next year. Here's the left hand, and it's a little wide to the right by Will Lynch. Lynch and Stanton are juniors, Traxler's a junior. A lot of outstanding players coming. Blake Story, a junior. Zach Siegel, a sophomore. It is really amazing the amount of talent that is coming back. Here's a turnover, and James Traxler continues to be impressive. He's had 3 assists. He has scored twice. He has 5 points in this state semifinal game as the Notre Dame Saints just trying to run out the clock as Blake Story goes to work. Good defense by Andrew Basha. 16-12 is our score. Desert Vista in the dark uniforms trailing by 4. And this one's going to be out of play, out of bounds. What do we got here? Well, it's going to be a timeout. Timeout to save possession. Great call there by Mark Siegel, Doug Lipsky over on the far side. And Notre Dame, 3 minutes and 10 seconds, quite possibly from going to their first ever state championship game. Traxler loses it. Brought it out of there by Kevin Royal, and then he did something quite silly. He just pushed Traxler down, and that's going to turn the ball over. It looked like Desert Vista was going to gain possession there. It looked like Coach Lannon over there on the sideline as Jake Smith goes in tight. And what a tremendous save by Moore. Now the outlet. Basha. Quinn Stanton. This is where he is so good. He comes up with a monster ground ball. A big-time GB for Quinn Stanton. And we're approaching the 2-minute mark here in quarter number 4. The sophomore, Max Bergamo, 41 points this year. Bergamo with a couple of goals here tonight. 16-12, Notre Dame in the white tops and the gold shorts. Trying to hold on to a 4-goal lead here. 2 minutes, under 2 minutes left to play. Will Lynch keeping possession. Lynch has had a fine game. He scored on 3 occasions here tonight. And looking for his 4th, and he's got it. Will Lynch putting the final exclamation point on this state semifinal game. The Saints are back up by 5, matching their largest lead of the day with 1:39 left to play here in the fourth quarter. So, unless Desert Vista pulls off what would be a miracle at this point, It's going to be Notre Dame and Brophy in the state championship. Next Friday, we invite all of you to come out to Arcadia High School for all the action. Flag is down with 1 minute and 30 seconds left to play here in a frustrating second half. And another flag is down. And I would imagine this is an unsportsmanlike conduct. So now Desert Vista will spend the rest of this game in a man-down situation. So Doug Lepska and his coaching staff, they've done a tremendous job this year. Blake Story trying to run out the clock here as we approach the 1 minute mark. Doug Lepska in his 4th year as head coach of this Notre Dame team. They lead at 17-12. Doug is assisted by defensive coordinator Mark Siegel, Anthony Tony Parkinson, who works with the goalies, and Coach Matt. 45 seconds now separating Notre Dame to a trip to the state finals next Friday night. It'll be an interesting matchup. Brophy, who played Notre Dame early in the season, it was the 2nd or 3rd game of the year for the Brophy Broncos. Notre Dame got out to a 7-1 lead. Brophy made a comeback in that game and lost 10-9. I don't know if that score indicates how one-sided it was for about 3 quarters, but Brophy made the comeback and got it to within 10-9. As Will Lynch running out the clock. And here in 2017, the Notre Dame Saints, perfect at 14-0, are heading to their first ever state championship. And they do it with a 17-12 win over the Desert Vista Thunder. It is Brophy and Notre Dame in the 2017 Arizona Lacrosse League State Finals. This has been a presentation of APN Video Sports, Arizona's leader in sports video coverage. Congratulations to the Thunder on a thrilling season, an outstanding year. And the Saints are heading to the state championships. Good night from North Scottsdale.